I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
I feel the need for speed. Ow! So together we're the Three Amigos.
Right here. Stop.
Batman, what happened? Are you okay?
He's slimy.
Is it getting hot in here? Or is it just me?
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Hey everyone, and welcome to After the Weekend. It's JT Gunn, and I have Beard of Liberty here with me, having some little camera issues, but he's here.
Oh, fuck it, tech problems. All right, sorry. I'm very happy right now.
Okay,
It's the best thing that's happened to me all day.
wow. I kind of want to see that again.
You got to go back and watch the replay.
That was that's pretty amazing. I've never seen you so excited.
It's been a rough 24 hours, so a little win was, yes, that was amazing.
That's what you look like.
That's what I feel like.
Well, again, welcome back to After the Weekend. We are here live on a Monday night after the weekend, where we review movies from our past that we enjoy. Some of us enjoy. Sometimes not all of us enjoy at the same time, but at least one of us does. And then on over here, we got Beard of Liberty. He's super excited that his camera works now, but now he's on mute. So that's...
I know. I already did all my celebrating and helloing, so, you know, I'm
okay.
good.
All right. And then our special guest, almost, I guess he would be our permanent guest for the moment. Def Row is here. He also has a surprise for everybody. He's a little different. The beard is gone. He looks a little different. He doesn't look like the same person. So, but he's here.
Yes, I have a neck now.
He has a neck now.
Yeah. Don't part it for us.
No, you look great, and you changed your angle, so more people now can see your video store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you might need another light to really show it, but
I want to. Well, I did. I had turned the light off because it was like making a glare up there.
Oh, okay.
So I only have the one above me on, and not the one behind me.
It's okay. Yeah, it does look cool though. You do have like a roll of videos. That's actually pretty neat. Another announcement, just pretty cool. R2 is back at home. He's finally home from the hospital. He's on the mend. He's been home for almost a week, I think. So he's healing up at home. He's no longer in the hospital, which is great. And he says, thank you, everyone, for all your well wishes. And hopefully he can get healed up real quick and come back on the show. So that would be really great. And also, since the last time we met Beard, the last 2 weeks, we hit 500 subs over the weekend.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. That actually happened the same day R2 came home from the hospital. Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool?
Excellent.
That deserves it.
Suck it, tech problems.
Yeah. So we'd like to thank all our new subscribers. we do live streams on Monday nights where we review movies, and then we've been creating those wonderful videos about the top rentals. So all of you who came from those, this is who we are. So if you want to stick around for the sexy bearded men, we would love to have you.
Some more bearded than others.
Yeah. Congrats, y'all. Thanks, Vika. And we got Ryan here saying hail, chat, and panel. Speaking of chat, there is a poll. It's Christmas time. So I was curious if anyone has put up a Christmas tree yet in their house. So there's a poll up there. If you have not done that yet, you got some time. Congratulations on 500 again, says Road Attraction. And then we got Blair saying, hey, all. He was on the channel a few weeks ago.
Howdy, Blair.
Yeah, he had fun. We were giving thanks to everybody. Mine's up. I even had help. Oh, cool. Awesome. All right, that's great. Yeah, I have a little one to my right here. But we have another one in my living room and a couple others. This house is decorated Christmas pretty well. And speaking of Christmas, we're going to review a guy that doesn't really like Christmas that much. And we're going to review The Grinch, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, and maybe a little bit of the cartoon that this kind of came from, and the book. Beard, I always ask this question. Was this a first watch for you?
No, I've seen this many times, enough times that I actually didn't even have to watch the entire thing to be able to talk about it today.
You know, I wondered if this was a biography of you when you were little with your beard.
No, it's more of a biography of me as I got older and got grumpier.
Okay. Yeah. When I saw the kid in this movie with the bearded, I just thought of you.
Poor little Grinch.
Yeah. And all, but you know, he had a wonderful bearded face, and no one liked him. Yeah. I'm sure people liked you. I was like, oh, maybe Beard was a little kid with a beard running around. And then Death Row, was this a first watch for you at all?
No, I grew up on the cartoon, and then I believe the live action came out right about when I was graduating high school. I want to say, or it was after I graduated high school.
Yeah, I was in high school. It came out in 2000.
2000.
Yeah, so right around the turn of the century there. Jim Carrey, he was still a big movie star then. He was doing all kinds of movies up to that point. Liar Liar, Ace Ventura. He did The Mask. He did Evan Almighty, I think it was.
Evan.
Yeah.
Bro, no, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Evan Almighty was the sequel, Steve Carell.
Sequel. Yeah, that's right. And then so all good stuff. So he definitely get a lot of Jim Carrey in this. So if you're not a fan of him.
Well, I was a fan of him at this time, but he kind of dipped off the map after this.
Yeah, his comedy got a little used up, I would say. People kind of got a little burnt out from him, sort of like Will Ferrell. But yeah, The Grinch. This was a live action telling of the how the Grinch Stole Christmas. And you mentioned it. There's been a book. There's the book originally from Dr. Seuss, which is a great, wonderful book if you ever want to read a Christmas story to your little ones. I was always a fan of this book. I'm sure I've read it multiple times. Beard, have you read this book?
I don't know if I've ever actually read that book.
Really? Okay.
Maybe. I don't recall, though.
Well, you're lucky. I almost had you read this book live, but
I would have done it.
You still can if you wanted to. I always read this around Christmas time with my family. We still read it to my kids now. Death Row, what about you? Do you just
I remember seeing the book as a kid, but I want to say as soon as I moved out of the house, all the kids' books were moved out with me, and I don't know what happened to them, so I haven't seen it since.
So you have not read this to your kids?
No. I might look into. I mean, I don't. The problem is these books are super expensive now. Used and new.
Yeah, they are. Depends where you go, but yes. Let's see. I just found and subscribed. Well,
Hey,
what's up,
nice.
Roger? That's awesome.
Does Barry get to be the Grinch?
That's
Please
pretty
say
good.
yes. We
appreciate that. Thank you. Beard and Def should reenact the book while JT narrates it. We could, if we have time, we could probably read it. But yes, it was based off a Dr. Seuss book. Who basically, there's a Grinch that lives up in the mountain in Whoville on a snowflake, and he hates Christmas so much that he tries to stop it by stealing all the Christmas gifts and all the Christmas food and goodies on Christmas Eve. And then he basically finds out that that's not really the meaning of Christmas, and gives them all back. So it's a good book, very good book, one of the best books from Dr. Seuss. Let's see here. Whenever Jim Carrey took a smoke break in the Grinch suit, he would use a giant cigarette holder, so that way his Grinch suit wouldn't catch on fire. Look at it. He's dropping facts. He subbed and he dropped a fact. Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I heard that. Jim Carrey, I don't think he really liked the outfit. I think he had a hard time with it. But yeah, this was came out in 2000, and it was directed by Ron Howard. And then the writer of the movie was Jeffrey Price, but again, based on Dr. Seuss' book. I remember the poster on the right when I went to the movie theaters. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really? They're going to do a live action Grinch. That's pretty cool. But how are they going to tell this short story in a 2-hour movie? Jim Carrey's voice for the Grinch is based off. Look at him. Look at the facts. Wow. Is he still in your thunder there, Beard of Liberty?
Go for it, because I did not prepare for.
You did not
facts this
prepare.
time.
Yeah, you did not prepare for.
I do know one thing. What was it they did the year? I think it was the MTV Awards, and they made and Ron Howard made Jim Carrey go out there in the Grinch suit and do the whole thing with the Grinch.
Maybe. I mean, I know he didn't like it. He had.
I know he was kind of like being a smartass about the whole thing too. Like he really didn't want to be in that suit anymore than he had to be.
Yeah, because think about it. He's probably hot and he's full of makeup, right? Probably takes hours just to do. It kind of reminds me of the penguin costume that Colin Fair was his. Oh, I can't remember his name now. In the Penguin, the TV show Penguin that came on at HBO.
The Danny DeVito, or no, you're talking about
the new one, Colin Farrell.
Farrell.
He was. You didn't even know it was him, and he's dressed up as a penguin. I think that's pretty cool. 8 hours. That's usually a good run, and then he has to act.
Yeah.
So he's sitting in the makeup chair for 8 hours, and then he has to act for probably another 6 or 8. So yeah, long.
And then you got to get out of it.
Well,
That's what she said.
Jim Carrey's suit was made of. Look, he's dropping all these facts for you. I'm going to save all these. We have a fun. We usually have a fun fact section, but that's pretty funny. He's still in your thunder, Beard.
That's okay. Go for it. Have all.
Here's Jim Carrey about around the time when this came out, and the makeup. Yeah, you can kind of tell it's him when you're watching this movie, right? Just because of the way he talks and acts. But if you didn't know that was Jim Carrey, I don't think you actually would recognize him. Do you think the makeup was that good?
Well, I mean, the makeup had to be on there good enough for his mouth to move the way it does, and without it coming apart when he does it, because he uses a lot of facial expressions when he talks.
Yeah, and hand gestures.
Yeah.
He was basically a living cartoon, just as he was as a person, let alone when he gets into costume like this or when he was the mask.
Yeah, when I was watching this for the very first time, I do kind of remember and went, wow, this kind of looks similar to The Mask. I love that movie. We should review that movie, Beard, The Mask.
I'm down.
We should have you paint your whole face pink. Or
Pink?
not green.
I
Green.
was about to say.
Sorry. I don't know why I said pink. Jim Carrey wore contact lenses while playing the Grinch. He said they weren't very... Yeah. I mean, they're probably big and yellow, I'm sure. Sleeping during their makeup process is probably accurate. Oh, is that what you have done, Rick? By the way, there's Rick. He's well enough to enter the chat, so give him a hello and welcome back to his house. But yeah, look at that. I mean, he's got yellow eyes. He's got that hair he has to wear all the time, and then sometimes he's wearing extra clothes, like a Santa suit and some other outfit, right? So he's probably just all...
Yeah, he had like he stole the outfit from the guy blowing the horn there at the beginning of it, or towards the middle of it.
Yeah, and they even put a little kid in the same costume.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. The cast, the rest of the cast, it was a pretty good cast. I mean, you obviously had Jim Carrey. He was the main pull of this entire movie. But Jeffrey Tambor, he was the mayor. I thought he was pretty funny.
He basically plays himself how he plays in most things, but it works.
Yeah, but he was a funny mayor as a Who mayor, right? The Whoville mayor. And even the Whoville people were all in makeup too. So everyone's... Can you imagine the makeup people? Like, oh man, we got to do all these people. I don't know how long that took, like, and the staff to do all that. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I did want to point out that the 8-year-old Grinch wasn't actually played by a kid. He was born in 1982 and actually passed away 2 years after this movie came out in 2002.
Oh, so oh wow. So
yeah, he was 37 inches tall and was the shortest actor in Hollywood at the time, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow. And
I think the only thing I ever seen him in was a soap opera other than this.
Yeah. I think
it was
he did
the one where
other things.
It was one of the strangest soap operas you ever saw. Let's put it that way. It was a weird ass one where he played like the puppet. The puppet was just like become human when everybody looked away.
You're talking about that guy right there, the kid right there, or guy, Josh Ryan Evans up there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's him.
Yeah, he did pretty good. You also had Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard. He was,
of course, if Ron Howard is directing something, Clint Howard is not far behind.
I did like Molly Shannon, like one of her. I don't really like her sometimes, but I did like her in this movie. She was Betty Lou Who, which is Cindy Lou's mom, and she was like trying to beat the neighborhood decoration party like by stealing light bulbs.
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah, I thought that was really when she stole the one from the traffic light and caused an accident. She's like, "Oh, we gotta go." Yeah, pretty funny. And then the lady who has a crush on the Grinch, and that's Christina. Christine, I think her name is
Baranski.
Baranski, yeah. She's always, I liked her too.
Martha May Huvier.
Yeah. And the girl, Cindy Lou, Taylor Monson, have you seen her lately? She looks different than
I would hope so.
Yeah, but she looks...
Most people tend to look different.
But she never grew into her nose, you know.
She just Bear, when I say she looks different, she looks different. Okay, I know what you're talking about. She just looks a little I don't know. She hasn't slept in like 40 years. So
oh. That's a choice.
She's going through the goth phase right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so but yeah, a lot of other good cast on here. You have I don't know if Jeremy Howard is a brother and Rance Howard. Are they brothers or related to Ron Howard?
Rance Howard is his or is the father of Ron Howard and Clint Howard.
Yeah, I think his wife's actually or his daughter's in this movie too, because you have Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
So the whole family's in this movie.
Yeah, Rance Howard was a Hollywood staple for a long time before his kids kind of got into the industry.
Sorry, back I was walking Rogue. She had to poop.
As do we all.
Yeah, it's okay, Rogue. Thanks for coming back. Okay, he passed away. Josh Ryan Evans. Okay, yep. Here's some more stats. I'm sure you guys already know this. Maybe do we know this? Rick Baker did Jim Carrey's makeup for The Grinch. Rick Baker also did Eddie Murphy's makeup for Coming to America, Nutty Professor movies, and Norbert.
Nice.
Actually, I did not know that, but thank you for sharing. What did you think of some of the characters, Beard?
I mean, there's no mind-blowingly good performances in this movie. It's kind of what you expect. It's not asking a lot of pretty much any character except for Jim Carrey, and he is given all of the Jim Carrey that he would give at the time during these types of roles. Before he kind of like just decided he didn't want to do that anymore. But other than that, I mean, there's no mind-blowing performances, but everybody does their job. I mean, it fits. The casting works for the roles that they need to have.
It's almost like they were making the movie for the sake of making a good movie.
Weird.
Weird is right. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Yeah, I thought everyone did a really good job. I just was always. It felt like you were actually when you were reading the book, and then you were watching this movie. You felt like, okay, you can like connect all the characters from the book, and I thought that was really cool. They did a really good justice of the book, like and the movie, or not the movie, the original cartoon. Because there were things in there from the book, and then there were also things in there from the cartoon.
Yeah,
like the narrator and everything. I thought that was great. So
yeah, the narrator is Anthony Hopkins, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the original narrator, but you had, because in the cartoon you have the narrator as well, and he has that fun little song about the Grinch, and then you have these little side characters like the dog. I'm glad they picked a dog that actually looked like the dog in the book.
Yeah,
cartoon. So it was. I think the makeup crew, the set crew, everyone in this movie did a really great job, because it's not like, this doesn't look like anything like the book, right? It looks really great.
Well, see, in the cartoon, it was Boris Karloff was the voice of the Grinch and the narrator.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Boris Karloff is, he's the Frankenstein's monster, the original black and white.
Also, kind of a frenemy of what's his face? Damn it! I can think of his line from Ed Wood. Karloff couldn't act his way out of a Bela Lugosi. That's right. He was a frenemy of Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi was Dracula.
Yeah.
So. So that was. Yeah, I mean that was you. I just saw for the longest time I did not know that it was Boris Karloff that was the voice of the Grinch in the cartoon.
Really?
And he's actually the voice of the Grinch, but he's also the narrator as well.
Yeah,
in the cartoon. And what they did was when he would voice the Grinch, they would take all the highs out of his voice, so it would sound different from the narrator. They just took the high out of his the tone.
Okay. Very
so it sounded like you were getting two different people, but it was actually the same person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
did he sing that song too?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
No, someone else sings.
It's an unaccredited person in the cartoon, but if you look on IMDb, they tell you who it is. It is somebody nobody knows, really. But his last name is Ravenscroft, which is a cool last name.
Nice.
You change your name to Deaf Ravensclaw?
Hey.
I just like, I always enjoyed that cartoon. Again, we watch that cartoon more than we do this movie. We actually watched both. I've actually watched both of them before we did the show, and again, I can't. I was always. It's always great to see that they took a little bit from the cartoon and they took a little bit from the book and they put it. I thought that was great. And here's some other shots of that. I love the mayor. I thought he was just kind of like a typical politician. I'm gonna give the award to myself. So basically, yeah. The only thing different in this, because they had to make a short book and a short movie, a cartoon into a very long movie. They show you a little backstory of Grinch, why he's the way he is. He basically gets outcasted, right, Beard, to the mountains because no one likes him because he's stinky. He doesn't like Christmas. Because this is a Christmas town. Like it's literally like this is all they think about all year long. They spend all their money. They buy all these gifts. They fight over decorations. They do all kinds of crazy stuff for Christmas. But
here's what I don't understand though. You see that scene where the baby's coming in on the umbrella, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of like knocks the other one off the path and then takes that path.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to that other baby, and where was he supposed to go?
Ooh,
They open up a whole nother can of worms. But I want to know what's going. Like, is there a village of nothing but Grinches laying around?
So who landed in a Grinchville?
Yes.
That's
Ooh.
You know what? That could be a sequel.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like, what if he just goes on an adventure to try to find out like where he was supposed to land?
You know, I think I knew where he went. I think he knew. I think he ended up in Trolls 2.
I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for a vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Little kid JT haunts my nightmares.
That's a great contribute from Death Row, Troll 2, and that clip will never not be used. Yeah, maybe that's what happened to the kid. That kid, you know, he was a little weird too. So, yeah, so he gets outcasted because, you know, he doesn't like Christmas. They don't like him around, and it's really sad though, right? He gets literally shunned all the way up to this mountain. This poor
because he makes he's got a crush on Martha May, and so he makes her a Christmas ornament. But he's always been made fun of having a beard as a kid, so he tries to shave and he cuts himself all up and has little bloody patches of toilet paper on his face, and he tries to hide it with a bag and everything. Basically, he's already been an outcast his entire life, and then they make fun of him, and he breaks his Christmas ornament and throws the Christmas tree, climbs up the mountain, and starts living naked, apparently. They don't really ever address the fact that he's mostly naked most of the movie.
I mean, he's hairy.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too, they just let him do that as a kid.
What? Leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like him.
Yeah. But still, it's like, wait a minute. Hey, somebody needs to call Child Protective Services or some shit. There's a kid living on the mountain.
They don't have that there. Well, he basically says this: you threw me out like you do all your Christmas gifts that you don't like. They bring this up because he does say, he's like, you know, all those those bad ties that you buy that no one wants, they end up over by me because people throw them in the trash. And they show that. They show like that's how Cindy Lou gets to go see him. She goes down the trash chute. But basically they threw him out with the trash, and so whatever they don't want or don't like, they throw away. So that's what they basically did. And that made me think too about the dog. Like how did he meet the dog? They don't talk about how he met the dog. So you mean that?
Well, how's he the only dog too?
Well, no one wanted a dog, so
maybe the Who's eat dogs, and he was the only one that got away.
Or maybe he is the roast beast.
Ooh,
no, that thing had 6 legs. No, I think there's just other dogs. They just don't show him. I think he just got thrown out. No one wanted this dog, and he gets thrown out. He got thrown out in the trash because he was no longer a puppy or something. So, I'm sure he picked him up. But it's sad because he does cover that, like, Christmas isn't all about your gifts and everything, because sooner or later they're not going to mean anything to you, and you just throw them away. So, so yeah, he gets outcasted. He basically just, people fear him. I always thought the funny thing was when the teenagers went up to the mountain to like go see if he really exists, and he has like a head that comes out of the hole and scares them. Yeah,
that felt like an old scene out of a Friday the 13th movie.
It did. I like the teenage Who's. There's a lot of craziness. So we're gonna go ahead and do the numbers here, and this is when we guess the budget, the box office, and what it did when this movie came out in theaters.
11, 92, 12.
All right. So yeah, this is when we guess the budget. So for all you who are new here, talking to our new subscriber Bronson, maybe he might know this information. We have budget, opening weekend, and gross worldwide. Beard hates this part of the show.
I do. I have no frame of reference.
He has no frame of reference, and the only thing he knows, really, what to do, is racing.
I'll beat you! See you later, loser!
Yeah.
I must be from Whoville, Beard. Good.
No,
dog.
Jacob. No eating dogs.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating
the cats.
Okay, so
Jacob is.
All right. Beard of Liberty, Death Row. Let's go ahead and let's guess the budget, opening weekend, and gross worldwide.
I'm going to guess about 200 million budget.
200 million. Okay.
200 million budget. I'm going to say 500 million opening weekend, 1 billion gross.
Whoa. You're
saying go big. I'm going big, man.
Okay.
Ooh, 1 billion?
$1, Bob.
$1, Bob. It's 2,000, by the way.
I was gonna guess 100 million budget, because as much as there is like to the makeup and the sets and everything, there's not that many sets. A lot of it is reused studio space, so I can't imagine that they had a ton of cost there.
Yeah, and this came out around right before Thanksgiving.
So I'm gonna say 100 million budget. Probably, I guess I'm gonna undercut Def and pretty much everything. I'm gonna say 300,000 or 300 million opening weekend. So 100 million budget, 300 million opening weekend, and probably I'm gonna go 750 million. I don't think it hit quite a billion gross, so I'm gonna I'll do 800 million gross.
Okay, there wasn't a whole lot of billion movies in the 2000s.
Well, I know that, but this is one of those ones I remember like it just blowing up. They were
okay.
I didn't even see this in theaters myself because the lines were always so long for it.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw this in theater.
I don't think I recall seeing this in theater or not. All right, so let's go ahead and. I don't see anybody commenting on numbers yet, but I'll give you a few minutes. And while we're doing that, Beard, you're going to do your spiel on your sweater.
Oh, where is it? I don't have it next to me. Damn it. The one time I don't have it ready to go. Check out, what is it? Now I'm all flustered because I wasn't ready for this. Mixed tees right there. Some good guys run that store over there, and the shirt and the hoodie are fantastic. The hoodie is legitimately one of my favorite outerwear things. It's incredibly comfortable. Love it a lot. And I, despite not having it on right now, I do wear it around more than pretty much anything else when it's cold. But it's just a weird day when it's like 80 degrees outside right now. It'll be back down to 60 tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
Squeaka picked one up too, so she can attest to they're super comfy.
Yeah. And Squeaka, can you send me a screenshot of your purchase, and like maybe you don't have to show your face or anything, but just a picture of you wearing it or something, because we don't normally know when we get them, so sometimes I have to reach out to Mixed Teas, like, hey, I think someone bought some stuff. So all right. Okay, so or you can send it to Beard, and Beard you can send it to me. It doesn't matter. Be nice. Okay. All right. So here you go. It was the budget was 123 million.
Wow.
Opening weekend was 55,000.
What?
What? Oh, hold on.
Bullshit.
Hold on.
No, I'm wrong.
Bullshit.
No, that's wrong. That's a typo. It's 55 million. I typoed wrong. And then it was 346 million.
I swear this did better. Oh, that's surprising.
No,
Man,
the 5K should be a 5 mil, because the last movie we did only made 55K the first weekend, and that was Dancing with Wolves.
But still, that's low for this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I figured the opening weekend it would have at least broken even, just on the first weekend alone.
To this day, Universal still does Grinch Night and all this shit at their theme park and stuff. This movie is still very popular to this day.
If you don't, I mean, this is it. Yeah, this is that. That's it.
That's just weird.
Holy crap! Yeah, their highest grossing week was the following week after opening, and it was only about 85 million.
That's insane.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm kind of flabbergasted.
As popular, dude. I went to Hobby Lobby over the weekend. All right, and because they had the Christmas stuff on sale, 50% off. Right.
Right.
They had one entire aisle from one side to the next, so nothing but Grinch shit. It looks like it was like illuminated with green shit, like riding down the damn whole aisleway.
I mean, people like the Grinch from not just because of the movie, but books and the cartoon. But yeah, there it is right there. Budget 123, 55 million.
Yeah, I was way off.
Oh no, I don't want to look this up.
There you go.
I found that weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's as popular as it is now. You would think that it was very popular when it came out, especially when it came out at the right time too. That's what.
Yeah.
Well, while you're looking that up, by the way, our poll says 71% of our chat has put up a tree, 29% has not. So I'm going to end that. And
I mean, technically, I've put up a tree, but I have not put up my tree. So take that how you will.
My tree is up.
That's what she said.
I was waiting. And Beard, you said something too that I was like,
close.
All right. Yeah. So you still looking up the numbers here?
Well, I was looking up other numbers because I don't want to. Wow. Okay. Maybe not adjusted for inflation. I was looking at the 2018 The Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I have not seen that one. The cartoon.
I haven't seen it either. One? It didn't get a ton of attention or praise, but
yeah, because they try to make a completely different story. Really.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with the book.
Yeah, I mean, adjusted for inflation, it probably did a little bit worse than the Jim Carrey Grinch, but not by much.
Yeah. So anyway. here's another character like a lot of people like in the book. She plays a very small role in the book, and that is Cindy Lou. She's the one that Cindy Lou Who. She's the one that discovers him in the book taking the Christmas tree, and he pretends he's Santa Claus, and he says, you have a light out on your tree, and I'm going to go fix it, and I'll bring it back. So she actually catches him in the crime doing it, and he leaves like one little.
Fix it up there.
Yeah,
bring it back here.
Yeah,
yeah. It's funny that they took such a small character from the cartoon and made it bigger.
She's small, but a lot of people like her from the book.
Mhm.
It just
Well, and she was well cast for this because it would have been real easy to get an actress that could not really. It's always a gamble when you're casting kids in movies, especially when they kind of have to carry a decent amount of the story, especially acting opposite of Jim Carrey. That's pretty significant, and it would be really easy to kind of get another Jake Lloyd situation where it's just like super awkward and they have a terrible time with it and
Are you talking
never
about Liar
recover.
Liar?
No, I'm talking about Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, okay. I talked about the kid in Liar Liar. I was like, what do you do?
No,
to
he
that
was
kid?
also in Turbo Man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Which is not a bad movie.
It's a great movie. Eddie Murphy.
It's a bad movie.
What?
He's saying it's a bad movie.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Let's go. Bring it on.
I'm so like, that wasn't towards you, Bronson. That was to Beard of Liberty, the one who loves me.
George of the jungle, strong.
Move this man!
And this was the last show I was ever invited back onto.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stupid fat hobbit.
It's okay.
Oh,
Eddie
man,
Murphy and Jack Nicholson were considered to play the Grinch. Jim Carrey was ultimately cast. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Yeah, it would have been interesting to see Eddie Murphy play the Grinch.
I could see Eddie Murphy doing it and being kind of a similar portrayal as what we got with Jim Carrey, but Jack Nicholson would have been a very different Grinch.
He would have murdered everybody.
Yeah, I think his Joker side would have came out too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. I don't think it would have been as good.
There's a couple of callback scenes of for Ron Howard in this movie as well. He did like that whole thing that he did with American Graffiti.
Yeah.
With the bed and the police car. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. They did that, and he kind of made the Who's kind of weird. Like they were kind of swingers.
Yeah.
Had like a little swinger party. Just interesting to put that in a kids movie. I did like what they did with Cindy Lou. She basically, because she kind of sees that in the book a little bit. Like she's like, "You're different. Like, what are you doing?" Like she noticed that he's still kind of good because he gave me one ornament, right? She in the movie she does the same thing. She thinks he's just kind of mistreated, and that's why
she reaches out to him because the thing the mayor nominates himself for that apparently he always gets is the Christmas cheermeister or something. I think that's what it's called, cheermeister.
Yeah,
but she calls him out on his bull because she's like, "Hey, this is supposed to go to the person who needs more cheering up. This is like a help out and bring you into the whole holiday spirit sort of thing. So why are you getting it when it should go to maybe the Grinch?" And everyone's like, "Oh, the Grinch!
Oh my god!" Yeah, like you're all right, Beard. And no one listens to her in the entire movie except eventually till the end. Her dad actually finally sticks up for her, right? And she basically gets the Grinch down to earn that award or receive that award, and they end up mistreating him again. They
use it as a chance to basically prank him because they give him a razor.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of like Carrie, the scene in Carrie. We're like, "Oh, you won," and then here's some pig's blood. And then he gets really mad and he like burns. So that's how they spun it to where he, before he kind of just dealt with Christmas. He was up in his own little corner. He didn't really care about it. But since they like kind of pretended to like him, give him the support, and then
he went down there originally because she went up to like, "Hey, come down for this because we're gonna give it to you." He's like, basically no, and kicks her down the edge of the mountain and whatever, and He goes down there basically to troll them, just to run around and cause havoc.
Yeah.
And then once he gets found out, that's when they, bless him with the Cheermeister Award.
Yeah, he basically takes his revenge out by stealing all the Christmas goods like he did in the book. So, yeah.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
See, you could have done the whole book. I should have asked you. All right, so now we're going to do what we also find out what else was in the movie theaters that you could have gone and seen why this movie was out as well. So we're going to do in the theaters.
Shut your drums and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie!
All right, so this was opening weekend, November 17th, 2000, and this was the number one movie at the time by almost $30 million.
Nothing was really doing great.
There was Rugrats in Paris, which I think was the second Rugrats movie. Charlie's Angels was in its third week, and used to be number one. The Sixth Day, which is I think that's a good movie. It's a good one. I'm not sure what Bounce is. Men of Honor, Little Nicky, Meet the Parents, which was pretty funny.
And oddly enough, I went and saw Little Nicky in theater because it was a
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler movie.
Jim Carrey made $20 million. Well, good. They made it all back on the first weekend. The Legend of the Bag of Ants was a pretty decent movie. Red Planet. I think that's the one with Red Planet. Is that the one with Val Kilmer?
The
Legend of. Oh, you're talking about Red Planet.
Red Planet. Legend of Bad Revenge is Matt Damon and Will Smith.
Yeah. Red Planet's Val Kilmer, Carrie Ann Moss, and Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, they go to Mars and find some. I think they end up finding some aliens or something. But yeah, I mean, it was a holiday movie, so out of all of that, the only one that I don't think is a holiday, well, the other one that might have been a holiday movie was Little Nicky, but I mean, of course, everyone's going to go see the Christmas movie around this time, so it did pretty well. Did really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And 2000, that was when, like, Harry Potter was about ready to come out, I think was around then. You had The Matrix also around that time. I think you even got Lord of the Rings Fellowship coming up the next year, so this was I think it did, because if it would have waited one more year, it would have had to go against Harry Potter.
That's what I'm saying. It came out at a good time because there's nothing on here that like I said, the only one other than, let's see, Little Nicky, I can't think of any other movie of this list that I saw in theaters.
Yeah. So good stuff. There you go. In the movie.
You weren't there for the opening weekend of Rugrats in Paris?
No.
I had you pegged as a Rugrats man.
I mean, I love that cartoon, but no, I did not see the movies. Here's the dog. And he was also wearing makeup. They actually extended his ears.
Yeah.
To look more, and his tail.
And just like most dogs in movies, was played by a not male dog because they don't really like having the bait and tackle hanging out there on film. So,
well, I mean, you think with the CGI these days, they could just like remove that.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
I said they don't like having the bait and tackle hanging out there on film.
Oh my gosh.
They could just put his lower half on like put like a green sleeve over it so they can't see it.
Or maybe it's because female dogs are actually well trained more than males.
I love how this dog named Kelly on IMDb has this movie and Faith Hill Where Are You Christmas music video as their credits, because that was the song that went along with this movie. But specifically down here in the trivia for Kelly on IMDb, it says simply, is a dog. That's it. I love it. Is a dog.
Is a dog. is a dog. I think Little Nicky was the beginning of the downfall of terrible Adam. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes. I remember going to seeing that and like, what the hell is this shit? And then because I had seen I loved all the Adam Sandler movies from the '90s, and then we got up to Little Nicky, and it was like, okay, kind of. I don't know where he's going with this, and I don't know where all the funny bits are.
Yeah, this is Max the dog. Yeah. Yeah, Adam Sandler movies just kind of dipped there after the end of the 2000s.
Then he started making movies just so he could take his friends on vacation, but that's not what we're talking about today.
So, like I said, Grinch, basically like the book, he has a change of heart. Because basically the town finds out, look, you really don't need all this stuff around Christmas, like lights, Christmas trees, gifts. What you really need is your family, and that's what Christmas is all about, is spending the time with the ones you care about and enjoying that moment. And once he finds that out, and just like the book and the Who's are like, yeah, whatever, it's not a good Christmas. We don't have our stuff, but we have each other. So they start singing it up. And just like the book, he goes, he stops from throwing that over the mountain, and then he comes back down to give it all back, and he enjoys the feast.
I won't read the entire book, but that is one of my favorite little sections. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more?
And then he moved to Grinch Village, and he forgot about the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're out! Doyle room.
That was good. You did a good job. But yeah, that's it. That's really the meaning of Christmas is in that book. And so I think a lot of people like this book. A lot of people like this movie.
Although the Grinch really needs to go see a cardiologist after his heart starts to swell. It grew 3 sizes that day.
He lives on a snowflake. He's a little different. So Beard, again, we do our final review or our last review on, or final thoughts, I guess, on criticalist.com. What is criticalist.com, Beard of Liberty?
Criticalist.com is, as the name suggests, a place where you can review movies just yourself. And my God, of course, there's a loud car going out there as soon as I start talking. No critics, just fans of movies. So you get in there and you are on par with anybody else. And good guys. We're not sponsored by them. We just like them. Blaine's been on the show a couple times. So
yeah, he was on last week. So he had a great time when we were reviewing movies we were thankful for. So How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We're gonna do the movie, and then I think we're also. I was gonna see if we can do the cartoon.
It should be out there.
Yeah. So the movie, here it is. It came out in 2000. Like I said, the audience score right now is most excellent. So we're gonna add our review. And again, if you are not on criticalist.com, what does that say? There is a photo of Jim Carrey dressed up as the Grinch.
As the Grinch.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to look for that.
Yeah, that might be kind of funny. All right, so here we go. Let's rate it. I think, most likely it's probably right around here, like most people. Would you agree? Like, are we going like 84-ish, 85-ish?
I think it's a low most excellent. It's really enjoyable, but it's not exactly a masterpiece of filmmaking. So I'd give it a low most excellent.
Okay, so you're talking like in the this area.
80 to 84 probably.
Okay. All right. Beer Defro?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's like I said, I thought it did way better than it actually did, obviously. So
we'll keep it at an 84 for the overall rating. There really isn't at all any graphic language. There's none. So
There might be a little bit of innuendo in there, but
yeah, that's
the
a bit different.
Animaniacs had that as well. I mean, a lot of the best kids cartoon like content, even going all the way back to old like WB, Bugs Bunny, and such, had jokes in there for mom and dad that the kids aren't going to get.
Yeah, so it's because they do have a swingers party.
Yeah.
So but yeah, violence. I mean, there's a little bit of slapstick, but not too crazy. So
yeah, it's just it. I mean, it's basically cartoon. Everything in this is a cartoon. It's just people, not animation.
Yep. Okay, I don't think there's really any political bias here. Just people like Christmas. Definitely family friendly.
Oh, very.
Yeah, very. So
yeah, it's like I said before, they were just trying to make a movie that was in line with what the book was trying to do, rather than trying to insert message here like they do today.
Yeah, you're right. Now, entertainment, yes, a ton of entertainment. Very
absolutely,
yeah, very entertaining. All right, so what do you want to put on our last words here for the review? Beard, you want to quote anything for the movie?
I don't know. I didn't think this far ahead.
Yeah, you
because usually we
get
down to this point, and it's where you point out that I'm like the one dissenting opinion that didn't really like something that much, and then you make it sound like I hate it. But I really enjoyed this movie. It's worth a watch.
I wonder what the Grinch Village is like in Christmas time.
Here we go.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Because I'm green, isn't it? Okay, so there we go. There's our review. But I think the cartoon's in here too. So let me see.
Here, while you pull that up, I'll show this.
Oh God.
This picture that Bronson was talking about. Nutty Professor and the Grinch.
That's actually pretty funny.
It really is. It's a little bit weird. It's kind of like you don't think it's actually the actual actors, but just really good Halloween costumes or something.
Yeah, and Eddie Murphy doesn't actually look that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, so here is the cartoon. We'll do this real quick. My dog is freaking out. I don't know why it's going on. So it came out in 1966. It was on television. I would say it's about the same as the movie.
I would go 400 on this one.
You want 400?
It's way up there. I don't know if I'd go full 100, but I can't argue against it because
We'll do 90.
Well, here's my reasoning behind it. Because when you show your kids this movie, why do you show it? Because it's only 30 minutes long and it doesn't take a lot of attention span to watch this entire movie.
True.
And the kids love it because it goes right through it gets right to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, there's no graphic language at all.
No.
There's no any violence.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
That's a none. Very family friendly.
100% family friendly.
Yep. And very entertaining.
Yeah. Especially these days, if you have a kid that is, might be on a tablet or on the computer at some point, you tear them away from that, watch this movie, they'll sit through the whole thing. Because, like I said, it's only 30 minutes long, and it's an easy.
And the music is great too.
Yeah.
So there we go. We put 2 reviews, one for the cartoon and one for the movie. And again, if you haven't been to criticallist.com, definitely check it out. It's fun. It's a fun little site.
Yeah.
And we're on there. You can follow us. You can see all our reviews. So if you missed our videos, we post our videos in there when we're done. Beard's on there by himself, by his own account, solo account. I think Def Row has his own solo account.
I do.
So, yeah, all good stuff. All right, so yeah, Grinch movie. Always good to share on the holidays. One other reminder before we wrap it up. We are in the 90s now in our top 5 rental videos. We have 92, 93, 94, and 95 comes out tomorrow. 96 and 97. I just got done editing 98. So yeah, look for all those coming out soon as well. Some people have asked me to do the 2000s, so I don't know how far I want to get into the 2000s because then you get into some really murky waters.
Well, there was a lot of was it independent stuff in the early 2000s.
Right, but the rental store itself kind of died out right around the beginning of 2000. So right around like probably 2000, I would say 8.
Well, see, they tried to use some of the independent stuff to keep themselves going there for a little bit in the early 2000s, and it kind of just waned off a little bit. I think Blockbuster even invested into the independent movies themselves.
Yeah, they went bankrupt around 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, so maybe, but we may also do video games you would have rented. We may do other genres. We did a holiday one. A lot of people like that, so check those out when you're there.
Yeah, pretty sure Jingle All the Way was rented a lot.
Well, that came a little after. We did 1985 to 95, so maybe we'll do a 95 to 2005. But yeah, we did a 10-year span, 85 to 95. And the number one Christmas movie at that time, actually, that people rented a lot, I won't tell you. You're going to have to go watch the video. And it wasn't a movie that came out in the 80s or the 90s. All right, so anyways, great show. Merry Christmas. Yeah, great Christmas. Yeah, there you go. What did this say? The line 6:30 p.m. dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. Was ad-lib by Jim Carrey. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's the whole
cancel that again.
That whole scene where he's talking to Dog about his scene as Rudolph. That was ad-libbed as well. And Ron Howard, he was impersonating Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Talking, and Ron Howard actually liked it so much he left it in.
Yeah. Well, Bronson Wright Wolf, is nice meeting you as well. Thank you for coming on and subscribing, and you have a Merry Christmas as well. Again, we're live every Monday. Usually, this December is going to be a little weird, but I'm sure right after January we'll be on every Monday again. Yeah, we just review old movies that Beard hates, movies I hate, and Death Row might make an appearance a few times too. So, yeah, like I said, if you were late, R2 is back home. He is out of the hospital, so he's another guest that hasn't been on for a while, but hopefully he can come back really soon and hang out with us again because we do miss him. I know Beard misses him.
We're going to have to make him guest on his own show and go through a probationary period before we invite him back full time.
You know, that's a good idea because he's already telling me, like, I want to review this movie for the first show I come back. And I'm
well,
like,
I mean, if we review Jingle All the Way, then Beard's not going to want to come back then.
Yeah, well, I had to sit through Troll 2, so he could sit through that. All right, everyone. Beard, what are you doing tomorrow?
I'll be over on Jacob Ironside's channel. I believe we're taking a look at Die Hard.
Yeah.
And, spoiler, not a Christmas movie. Fight me.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. This is.
I mean,
just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you.
I say this comes from the same guy that doesn't like Jingle All the Way. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect, man? What do you expect?
If people want to hear my justification, they will just have to be there for Jacob's show tomorrow evening. Just like all holidays, when people get together for Christmas, there will be fighting.
Look, there's an advent calendar where you can get Hans falling from the Nakatomi Tower one day to the next.
Well, anyways, Everyone, have a good night. Defro, what are you doing? What's going on in your channel before we say goodbye?
I don't know yet. I've been kind of holding off the last 2 weekends because I was trying to get Christmas shopped up and done. So if everything goes the way I planned this week, I might have something new out this Sunday. I might even do Jingle All the Way just for the hell of it now.
You should.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
It gets a little Arnold.
Weird. It's okay. Not a lot of people think. See, my wife didn't think it was a Christmas movie either until I showed it to her. And then she's like, that is definitely a Christmas movie. And she is a Christmas lady. So anyways, everyone.
He's got a tree in his office, man. You have to agree with him now.
I have a lot of trees. All right, everyone, you have a good night. It was a blast talking about the Grinch. You're all definitely not Grinchy here, but we do like that movie. Yeah, me too. All right, everyone, you have a good one. We'll see you again on After the Weekend. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications when the new live goes live, or also check out our community posts or on X. And After the Weekend, we'll tell you there when we have our next show. See you later. Bye.
See ya.
I heard is a Christmas.
Truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the palace, backflip gainer into the trash.
This is it. Minute. Big stuff. Just relax and have fun. Just gonna have fun with it.
Talking away, I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway.
I'm lucky.
Today's another day to find